being able to create environments where you can share and be open and be vulnerable with people. So basically, it's making sure you're comfortable with the person or with the environment, basically, and you're able to open up and just share. You're not going to be judged or criticized in it, but you're just able to be vulnerable and being honest, having open communication, communication with people that you can trust. Um, Being an introvert, I wouldn't say I have a lot of friends or a lot of connections. However, I've been privileged to really meet some people in my life that have stood out, and with that, I knew I had to just carry on with the relationship because of their input in my life and where they've helped. Maybe from secondary school, there have been people that I have kept on with the relationship, and basically it was because I found out we had similar values and where we had similar motivations, different personalities, but however, we're able to always pick up conversations, and somehow we always seem to be in line. And when we're talking, we can just flow, and it created environments where we just were open, and we end up having conversations where both of us leave the conversation knowing that we've been nourished or encouraged or motivated, and going forward, work and church, I've been able to meet some other people that, like I said, they're also people that align with my values, and they're able to encourage, they have positive vibes, they're there to encourage, so it's really important that we surround ourselves with the right people. And for me, I've been able to have people that have kind of influenced my, influenced me in terms of motivated me, encouraged me to like be better. I think sometimes we need people that can stretch us. And so I've been able to have such people too in my life where it may not even be a whole conversation, it may just be something they say, and it could just set you thinking. I've had those circles too, and those are people that I, regularly meet up with, we even have a name for ourselves, where we encourage each other. I would say, I think at some point I prayed about it, because I know, like I said, I'm introverted, so it's quite difficult for me to really go out and get these friends that I know I need, and we're not created as an island. God wants us to be social beings. God wants to be in relationships. I know that my thoughts were always, like, if I could have this sort of people that would encourage me, that would, I've always, and I keep on asking, because I know that even where I am, I know to get to the place I would want to be, I need other forms of relationships, and that's where my mind is at the moment. I would say it's been God that has brought all those people my way. When I look back, the people I've met, definitely it was God that brought them into my life. So I think the next level that I would want is the mentor. So that's why I said that I'm always thinking of the next. That's what I was basically saying. I think I need a mentor that would really take me on the journey I really want to get to. And yeah, at the time I was in Kent, and I live in Kent, and then in Ramsgate precisely. And basically in that, I didn't know anyone there, and I felt alone in that place. But God being so good, He brought people my way. And I'll say that even though He brought them my way, I also had to be intentional in keeping those relationships, because I knew that I was alone. I didn't, practically my life would have just been work and back home. But I had to really work on getting to know these people, like being intentional, going to visit them, finding out what's happening, calling them. They were also good enough to call me too, because they knew I was a single lady and the rest, and I was alone. But something, if they're inviting me, I would come. Normally, I may just decide that I won't go for this, but I had to be intentional of, visiting, coming with gifts and the rest, just putting myself out there, basically, because I knew they were in my life at that time for a reason, And I had really good friends in Ramsgate, and in fact, they were like family to me. So always intentional too on their own part on how they can help me and bring me in, and me on my own part too. I was also intentional in also, pursuing the relationships. Actually, we have a group, a WhatsApp group of like people that, will I say, they have similar age children as mine. And so we have like a WhatsApp group. So we're always like messaging each other and calling up each other, obviously, to see what you're doing with your child, especially now that we're in the lockdown. We're always like, okay, what are you doing? How are you able to keep them busy? We have I have a group that we encourage each other, and obviously there are some people that, okay, like they've already had they have a bit older kids, and then there are some that still have little ones like me. And so basically we just encourage each other, and we just find out, maybe sometimes it could be on a Sunday, we'll be like, we're going to a play center, is anybody does anybody want to come along, and we'd all go, stuff like that. So I do have those relationships too, where we also were able to also share as moms, as we're all new to the whole parenting and the rest, we're able to rub minds, and yeah. We call ourselves Flourish Sisters, and basically, even though we encourage and we motivate and we challenge each other, but we also have the time where we're just ourselves, and it's not about our husband or kids or anything. It's just about us being us, and we go out together, just have fun. We could have a day where we just go to a spa, or we could have a day where we just have a meal somewhere, but it's basically just being you as a lady. Like, we plan on even doing more, taking breaks together, things like that. So yeah, I do have those relationships. And apart from my Flourish Sisters, so I also have friends too that, we discuss things, and we think about, we've thought about holidays we could do together. Like I had earlier said, we are relational beings. God has created us to for relationships, with different types of relationships. And in the Bible, you would even see they had so many types of relationship. You had Moses and Aaron; they were friends and they worked together to fulfill God's plan. You had Elijah and Elisha. They were, even though Elisha was someone that understudied Elijah, but they were friends, and God brought Elisha into his life to help him, in his own journey, to help him fulfill his own mission, if you know what I mean. So it shows us that friendships are key in this life, for us to be able to influence people. Because like I said, one can, is it chase 1,000, and two 10,000 or so. So for us to do more, we need more people. And so I think it's key that we seek out, these people that God has placed in our lives to enrich us, to encourage us, to motivate us. We should seek those. I think it's something we should even be intentional about. I know sometimes I'm not as intentional as I should be, but I think it's something God is also speaking to me on, and be coming out of my comfort zone. There are people that God has placed in your life to, because some people call it helpers, helpers of destiny, things like that. I believe they are key relationships that God has placed in your life, and sometimes you have to be intentional about seeking them. The relationship of Jesus and mankind, him sacrificing his life for us, is also to show, sacrifice, love. Sometimes you be in places where you have to sacrifice. I think it's obvious even from scriptures that yes, we've been created for relationships and for friendships, and it's also important for us to seek those safe spaces, where we can share and be honest and be vulnerable.